All right, so let's begin. Very warm welcome to everyone for joining us today. Myself, Ashwin Nagar, I'm Senior Sales Manager here at Acero Consulting Engineers, and it's a pleasure to have you all with us. So today's webinar will be focused on RISA-3D. It's a very powerful structural design and analysis software used by engineers all across the globe. If you're currently using or if you're considering tools like ETAP, StatPro, RAM, or even ADAPT, this session is specially for you. Let me introduce my colleagues who will be leading the technical session today. So we have Mr. Kirti Joshi here. He's MTech in Structural Engineering from Delhi College of Engineering and a practicing structural engineer, also an in-house RISA expert. He'll be taking you through the presentation and live demonstration today. Uh, I also have Mr. Rahul Bansal. He's a technical person and he'll be replying to your questions in the chat. A brief overview of webinar flow, how it's going to go. So we'll begin with a small presentation introducing RISA-3D, what it does, how it stands out, and where it fits best in the model structural workflows. And this will be followed by software walkthrough, where you will see the interface of the software, the modeling and analysis capabilities through videos in action, right? Throughout the session, you'll notice a Q&A chat box. So please feel free to type in your questions at any time. We are monitoring it live, and we'll try to address it during the session or at the end of the session during the Q&A round. We'll wrap it up by 10 to 15 minutes dedicated Q&A section, wherein so you can wait for save up your questions till the end and or keep them coming in the chat. And around the end, I'll be sharing a quick feedback form with you. We'd love to know your thoughts and what kind of webinars would you like to attend next. It will also enable us to share participation certificates. So yeah, that's mandatory to fill if you'd be interested in participation certificates. With that, thank you once again for joining us. I hope you find the session informative and insightful. Let's begin the presentation. I'll hand it over to Kirti to take us through the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the second session in our RISA-3D webinar series. So today's webinar is on, as you can see on the screen, Beyond the Basics, Advanced Modeling and Efficient Design in RISA-3D. So whether you are new to RISA-3D or are already using the RISA-3D or just curious about what more it can do, so I hope you all will, find great values in what we are about to cover today. So the visual on the slide, you can see reflect the great use case of the RISA-3D. So briefly, it's on the right side is of the modular, the steel pipe racks for the Freeport LPG terminal in US that were prefabricated off the site and transported to the construction site by the ship. And each unit was designed in the RISA-3D to withstand the gravity and the hurricane wind and the motion loads that arise during the transport at the sea. So if you have any questions as we move along the webinar, so please write down your questions in the Q&A box. So my colleague here, Mr. Rahul here, who will be monitoring, all of your queries in the Q&A chat box, and I will address them during the Q&A in session at the end. So I will be a presenter today, and my name is Kirti Chandra Joshi, and I'm the structural engineers at Acero Consulting Engineers. And over the years, I have had the experience of working in various softwares like RISA-3D, Adapt Builder, Idea Statica, RFEM, and many others like ETAPS and STAD. So here is the quick introduction about our company and who we are. So our company name is Acero Consulting Engineers, and we are located in North India, Noida. And we are a group of structural engineers and marketing professionals providing the various cutting edge solutions for the AEC industry. And We believe that the right tools and partnership, can transform the challenge into the opportunities for growth and innovations. And with our sister company TPC, as we mostly handle the design part. So as you can see on the screen, the list of the products which we currently offer. So you can see the tools like the RISA and the ADAPT, which RISA focused on the 3D analysis and design, and ADAPT mostly on the PT and the RC design. Also, you can see the tools like Idea Statica and Caramba 3D, which are mostly used for the connection design and the parametric, the structural optimization. And tools like Bluebeam can be used for the documentation reviews, collaborations, and the PDF markup. Also, you can see the Shuriken. It is basically the structural nut keeper, making the one-sided ESSS connections with the standard bolts. So I have highlighted the agendas for our today's webinar. So to recap for anyone who is new here, we will introduce, we'll start with the basic introduction about the RISA-3D, followed by some of its modeling capabilities. And then after we'll jump into the software showcase, where you will get to see some of the inbuilt modeling templates that, streamline the modeling workflows in the RISA-3D. And we'll also go through like how we can model the metal types of building in the RISA-3D, and we'll showcase the software capabilities for generating the wind and the seismic load. And at last, we'll also perform the dynamic analysis. We'll cover the dynamic analysis topic in the RISA-3D, and how the RISA-3D can be used for the design optimization of the member. So we'll cover all these topics within the next 45 minutes around. And then after, we'll jump into the Q&A sessions that we have collected your questions during the webinar in the Q&A chat box. So to recap, who is anyone new in the RISA-3D? So RISA-3D is the, the structural analysis and the design software. So it supports multi-material design. It may be either a hot rolled steel or the cold form steel, or it may be the concrete structure, masonry, or the aluminum structures. So it is widely used for everything from buildings and towers to platforms and bridges. And RISA-3D also handles the linear and the non-linear analysis both. And it also supports the various Indian as well as the international codes as well. So RISA is known also for its, the simple user interface and the robust solver. And also it is useful for the flexible modeling. So it is a tool actually that delivers both, the technically and commercially. So the types of the projects you can see on the screen can be done on the industrial tower if you're working on the industrial structure, or the technological or the grid types of this skid structure. So RISA might be the good fit. Or if you're working in the telecom tower industry, or if you are working in the FRP structure, or if you are working with the simple commercial or the residential, or with the PAB buildings types of this structure, or if you're working with the CFF section. So these might be the good options. So here is some of the key features I have highlighted. Like the first one is the model creation is simplified. Means like when structure getting more complex, like RISA breaks down the process into the clear steps and provides the tool that are specified to each of the modeling needs. And the second is the design code. It also not only supports the Indian codes, but it also supports the European code, Canadian code, Australian, and the American code as well. So regarding the load generation, which I have also highlighted, the RISA have the features of automatic load generations for the wind and the seismic load. And the reporting feature is quite good. Like you can generate the color coded and the graphical results for each of the members. So it will also show you the steps for the limit state design and the code set. So also it also handles the design for the multi-materials, include the hot rolled, cold form, or the masonry, or the aluminum structure. And the results can also be generated, like you can save out your reports after completing the analysis and the design. And also the reports can be fully customizable as per your requirements. So the first, so we'll jump into the software showcase right now. So the first software showcase is related to the inbuilt modeling templates. Means it is a great feature to start a new model, or it is like a time saver in the RISA-3D to work on various types of the modeling. So there are some of the modeling templates that are available in RISA-3D, like you can generate the trust. There is a modeling template for the truss structure. There is a modeling template for a rectangular tank. There is a modeling template for if you want to model any time of the dome structure. There is a templates available, or through the circular arc template, you can also generate the dome. This is the kind of dome I have created using the templates that I will showcase in the software parts itself. So let's begin with the software parts. So here I have started it with the interface of the RISA-3D. You can see in the right-hand side, you can see the various options for importing the different types of file and exporting from the RISA-3D. And in the top-hand side, you can see the unit selection. If you want to work with the imperial or the metric system, you can just change the unit. And in the settings tab, you can just set up your models, like you can change the coordinate system, or you can set up your ports, like whatever the design ports you want to select. There are the list of the Indian ports as well as the different types of the code available, and there are some rules that you can set up. And also in the advanced tab, you can see the different types of the solver for the static and the dynamic analysis. So in the right hand side, I will just create with start giving the project information. So as you can see, we can write the company name Acero Consulting and the designer my name. So you can set up this information, and in the top ribbon, you can see the different types of the tools that are available within the RISA-3D. So there are the tools for member, there are the tools for how to set up the grid, how to set up the load cases, and how to apply the load. So this is the type of the load cases. You can select any of the case and you can start applying the load. So in the right hand side, like you can see that once you have completed the analysis, you will get the result through the top ribbon as well. And in the view parts and in the drawing tools, you can see the grid option here. You can change the dimension of the grid to work to start with a modeling process, and you can also hide the grids. Also, you can import the different types of the grid, like it may be the rectangular, or it may be the DXF overlay, or it may be the radials. So this is like the quick interface of RISA-3D, and now we'll move into the templates generation. So there is a circular templates available. So you can give out the number of the segments, how many segments you want to assign, and you can select the materials. So for now, I want to create a dome types of the structure using the plates. So that's why I've not assigned the members to the none. So you can just dock this window into this view, and you can see the R templates have been generated below. But if I change the coordinate to the 0, 0, so it has been applied accordingly. And I just want to rotate this node, this point, so that I can create a plate elements out of this to create out the dome. So right now, what I will do is I will just go on create a surface elements, and I've selected the steel plates and I can assign the different types of the thickness here. And what I will do is I will just click on creating the surface here, as you can see. And once I click this surface, what I will do is I will just rotate this to create a dome type of the structure, and will then assign the boundary conditions. So if I, for example, if I want to create a dome with the, for example, the dome angle is 360 degree, and if I want to assign the 5 degree, so 360 divided by 5 is 72. So if I want to rotate it by giving the angle of 355 degrees, so it will create a dome types of the structure. So it is kind of pretty simple in RISA-3D that you can take any of the templates and start working on that templates to create a different types of the structure. And right now I have created the boundary condition here. So once you have created this modeling and assign the boundary condition, you can just apply on clicking the load. So the next one is I will show is the how you can use this grid template to create a structure. So if you have the similar story above and the below, you can just use these types of the structure. It will be helpful in creating the multi-story design. So you can select the numbers of the segments within the X, Y, and the Z directions, and you can assign different types of the sections for this particular sections. So right now I have assigned different types of the three and four bays in the X and Y directions, and two-story in the vertical direction. So it has created me the structure, and you can select this structure and the parts of the structure if you want to change the section property, or if you want to change the materials, you can just click on that. And the next one is I will go in generating the truss types of the template. So I will basically what I will do is selecting the truss types of the, okay, let me, so I will just go on selecting the truss, and I will select the different types of the truss available here, like the flat truss and the variant truss types are available. And you can assign the hinges to the member at the start and the end points, and you can assign the different types of the sections for the top chord, bottom chord, or the diagonals and the bracings. So once you assign this, you can just set out your, the effective lengths also. On this length you can assign, and you can just copy it into the different specified location, so that it will create a truss type of the structure directly. So this feature is quite interesting, and to analyze if you are working with the truss types of the structure. The next one, so as you can see, we can rotate its angle, or we can assign the tension on the or the compression member to the truss. So all this feature can be seen on the property toolbar. The next one is there is a template available for the dome types of the structure. So I have kept the dome height double of the radius, so that it will create a sphere right now. And if I reduce the height equal to its radius, it will create a dome. So I will show both how this can be achieved in the RISA-3D. So I have just kept the radius double here, so it has created me the sphere. So, but if I reduce the height equal to the radius, it will create a dome. So by this way, you can apply the boundary condition, and you can apply a loading and analyze the dome. The next one is the rectangular tanks. This one is also quite useful if you are working with the tank design. And you can just assign the dimension of the tank, and you can assign the plate dimensions, and you can assign the different types of the materials to the tank. And also you can assign the fluid load here, like the water pressure, hydrostatic load. You can there is options available in the right hand side, as you can see. So once you can assign, you can create your load case for the hydrostatic or the fluid load case, as you can see here. So by this way, it will give you the the options for assigning the different types for creating the rectangular tank. So you can also add stiffness in this tank at the top, bottom, and the middles while selecting out the rectangular tank options. So the next one is I will create a cylinders out of it, like the cylinder types of the structure. So if I swipe, if I increase this sweep angle to the 360-degree, it will give me the full circle. And I have adjusted its height. If I want to assign the members in vertical and horizontal, I can assign, or I can hide that options. So by this way, it is quite simple to assign the different types of the templates within the RISA-3D. So now the cylinders templates, by using the cylinder templates, we have created a cylindrical structure. So these are some of the predefined templates that streamline the modeling process in the RISA-3D. So the next one is on the PEB modeling. So I have created, as you can see on the screen, this type of the metal buildings, which are mostly common for the industrial and the warehouses. So this like we can have the tapered, like the tapered sections. We can have the end wall frames, in like we can have the purlins on the tops. We can have the grid wall. So how we can define all this, and what are the materials available for this section, can be available from the RISA-3D itself. Like for the purlins, we do have the cold form steel database available. So right for the tapered sections in the hot roll steel sections. So now like the white flange columns I will create. So this all can be available within the RISA-3D. Now now we'll go how this can be achieved in the RISA-3D. So as you can see, I again started it like giving a name for my project, and the names like the designer names and the project information on the right hand side. So once you are done with this, I will just start with creating the grid lines, or if you want to assign the number of grids in the different directions, X and Y. Here in the RISA, it's termed as X and G. So you can create out the grid, but there is another options of creating directly from the drawing tools. Like the drawing tools, you can see the grid option easily available. So I prefer working on this option. So I can set out the increment for the X and the Y direction. So I kept the increment of 0.5 meters for this grid. And you can assign, I have already assigned the different types of the sections for my like the columns, frame, braces, and the beam sections. Like you can see the property here for the tapered white flange sections available, and you can also see the sections for the tube, which may be my end wall columns. So you can assign the different properties for it. Also, there is a sections for the American as well as for the Indian sections available. So you can just select, you can select the angle. So if you want to work on the angle, single angle, or the double angle of the channel section, these sections are already available. So once you've done this, you can just set out your design rules that will help in the member optimization process also. So you can set out your rules for the code sets and the deflection limits value. This all can be set within the RISA-3D. And I will just select by creating the members for my end frame and my end walls. So I have created a section set, already created a section set for the tapered white flange, as you can see. And if you want to rotate, swap the ends, we can just create, swap this in. So the as you can see on the screen, I have created my tapered columns here. What I will do is created a tapered beams at an angle. So I've selected the midpoint here, and I'll just place on applying my in frame beam. And the next is you can swap these ends also. And once you have created the beam, you can just add different types of the node here to, for example, if you want to add the multiple columns again here. So I have created a few nodes within the beam elements, and I will just draw my, the beam. It is the SSS sections. So we can, create different types of the vertical elements here columns. And what I will use is I will just use the mirror features, and it will automatically mirror on the left side. So these all are the tools which we mostly use in different types of the analysis software. So that's streamline the modeling process. And if you want to select the particular sections, you can just select it from the property. So I have selected my columns and the beams. And if I want to, copy it to the different locations, I can just use the copy features. So by this way, it is easy to model these kinds of the structures. And next, what I will do is I will create different types of the nodes so that I can raise the purlins over the beams. So I will just divide the number of the nodes. Like I will divide the total members with the number of the nodes that I will require, and I will start creating by using the cold form steel section, which is a Z section here I have used already. And by this way, we can, create the purlins. And once I created the purlins for my half portion, what I will do is again use the mirror functions, and I will mirror it in the X direction which is the YZ plane. So I will just mirror it. And my structure modeling is it is quite easy to use these features. And as you can see on the screen, like I have changed the model from wireframe view to the render view. So what I will do is, you can set up your transparency, like how much of the transparency you need. For example, if I select this option, so the transparency has been reduced, and you can see the purlins are uh, uh, the purlins need to be rotated in the specific direction. So what I will do is I will just measure the angles here so that I can rotate my purlins here. So what I will do is I will just select it, and I will just create an angle, and I will just select rotate it, and I will just copy this purlins or in overall portion of the top. So I'm just using the major features here, and it is giving me the angle of around 14.93, which is like the 15-degree. And if I want to rotate it, we will rotate it by like the 360 minus 50 in this direction and 15 in this direction, so that the purlins are rotated as per the sloping portion. So that's how I have rotated already my purlins here. So as you can see, the next one is I have increased the transparency view a bit, and as you can see now the purlins have rested on the middle of the beam. And if I want to use that purlins rested on the top of my beam, what I can do is I can just provide the eccentricity or offset so that the purlins rest on my rested on the top. So by this way you can assign the eccentricity to your purlins whatever as per your requirement. So moving forward, I have already created the purlins and the roof. And what I have created is for end wall grid, I have uses the the features. So I am just selecting this as a pole form still, this again the Z sections. And what I will do is I will just create a boundary along each of the columns, and I will just select it, and I will just once I've selected in one side, I will just copy it along the different side. Right now, it has been created in the different side because of the sign. Now I have changed the sign to the minus, so it is already copying in the different directions. So what I will do again here is again I will just copy this to the different side, and it will cover my boundary here. And once I have created this, I will just copy all of this grid, and will just copy in the vertical directions so that this can be done by using the select options that are available in the RISA-3D. So I have created the one line here. Now what I will do is select the grid options, and it will select this particular grid, and I will just copy it along the vertical direction. So I do not need to model the boundary again. So for this portion, I have removed this. And the next one is if I want to see it in the the wide, like in the wireframe view it is right now, and if I want to see it more clearly, I can open the render view. And now I can see I want to rotate my these sections like for the in grid wall, I just want to rotate this section so that I can easily do this. For this I have selected using again the selected property. Then what I have done is I have used rotate it to the 90 degree. Now this looks okay to me. And you can also set out your transparency view so that it is better to work while working in the modeling. So this is like the starting and the end points. Like you can see, I is the red one is the end point, and green one is the J point. And if I want to add the moment releases or pin connection to each of the point, then I can do it from the the I and J releases. So I have applied the pin connection here at starting and the in portion. So you can easily define the moment releases. So by this way, we can create a different types of the sections, and we can set the different types of the property, and even if I want to apply the boundary condition, you can just select it, select the nodes, and you can assign the boundary conditions as per the requirement. So once I have created my modeling, I will just apply my create my basic load case. So I have created the load for the dead load, live load, and the wind load case. Whatever the load case you want to assign, you can just create and you can just apply on clicking the load. So there are the various options for clicking the loads. So I want to apply the area loads on the roof. So under the live roof option, so I just want to cover the whole area, and my loads has been applied. And if you want to apply the the UDL load, distributed load or the point load, you can easily apply that as well. But if I use this area load features, once I run my analysis, it will break down this load into the transient load as well. That will be applicable to all of the members. So I prefer using the area load instead of using the distributed load, but it depends on an engineering one's thought. So all the options are available, and after creating the load, you can easily create the load combination as for the Indian as well as the other standards. So I have created the load combination as for the IS 456. So you can once you set up the load case, you can create the load combination and you can run the a particular combination, or you can just run the overall combinations as well. So once you are done with this, you will get the results tab active here in the right hand side. It will show you the nodes reactions, deflection, story drift, member force, and everything. So it is in the tabular forms, and you can view this through the graphical form as well. That is available once you click on the. So now the deflection I want to see in the graphical form. So it is giving me the options for the deflected shape as well. So by this way, what you can do is RISA-3D, you can apply creating the simple types of the structure or any types of the structure, and can see the results in both the graphical and the spreadsheet view. So if I want to see the the nodes reaction, so I can easily do that. So whatever the things you want to assign, that things can be done in the top ribbon once you are done with the analysis and the design. So this tab will be active and you are done with this. And if you want to take the snap of this to include it in the report, you can just click on the camera option at the top and this will be done. So this is like the quick process of software showcase of how the RISA 3D can be used for designing the metal types of the building. So the next topic is the lateral load generation features in the RISA-3D. What it does, you don't need to manually apply the lateral loads for the wind and the seismic. The software will automatically calculate. So for that, we need to create the diaphragm, and it will consider the 5% of the accidental eccentricity for the seismic load case. And based on the diaphragm created for each of the floor level, it will calculate the center of mass and apply the load at that point. So it is basically considering the lumped mass. By this way, we can generate the lateral load. So we'll see how these features we can generate it in the RISA-3D. So as you can see, I have like the one of the steel frame buildings, and I have some cranes load here as well, and I have some canopies at the front. So this is kind of the steel frame, and I have a bracings here as well. And if I want to assign the section set, you can see the interior color like the. As you can see on the left hand side, there are the section sets available on the different colors, and what are the sections, what are the property, and what are the names for each of the section. You can assign it to the spreadsheet view, and you can just split the window for a better understanding. So I created the columns, braces, canopy, and the crane support. So for the crane support, I have applied the moving load that we'll also see. So this is so whatever the section sets and the names, so you can easily get out from this top toolbar. This is for the member property. It will show you the member property for each of the members. So if I want to change the property of this section, this is a white flange 14x61 and white flange 12x61. So I can use the mass property. I don't need to manually change this, so that I can use the mass property within the RISA-3D that will automatically change your section size, materials, and everything from one section set to the another section set, and you can easily see the section set as per the color. That is the most important feature to include it in the reports. So you can easily access all of this, like how, what are the, like in which view you want to see your models. So I've already applied some of the loads. As you notice, I have applied the loads in the imperial forms, so in the kips and everything. But if I want to change it to the metric, I can automatically change it. Like you don't need to, redefine your loads again. It will convert your imperial to the metric and vice versa. And once you apply, you can easily check the loads. So for now, I am checking my cranes load. I have applied already the loads here. So it's the moving load. There is a moving load feature in the RISA-3D as well. So right now, what I will do is I have already applied the load cases, and as you can see the seismic load. So we'll see like how we can generate the seismic load and can be applied in this structure. So for creating the seismic load, as I mentioned, I need to create the diaphragm. So I have already applied the diaphragm here, and I can open this diaphragm and I can just use the seismic load generating features. And also the seismic load, once I've created the load, I can generate the combination as for the Indian as well as the US standard or the Canadian standard as well. So if I want to so this is the features, like how you can create, start with a basic load case and how you can end up with giving the load combination. So I've already created a diaphragm here at the floor level. So there are two levels. So the software in the RISA-3D, it considered the rigid diaphragm. So if I want to show or hide the diaphragm, we can easily do that. And in the seismic tab, you can see you need to define the seismic weight for to generate the seismic load. And for that, there are the options for the IS code as well. But now, right now, I'm done it with the ASCE. And once I've done this, I will just calculate the load, and it will give me the load values for the seismic at both the diaphragm level. And so, it considers the eccentricity as well. And you can also include this load in the report as well. So what I have done, what it has done, it has created the nodes here, as you can see, and it has already created the seismic load cases, like seismic load cases here, and it's already been applied in the model as well. We can graphically show it in the software as well. So for two of the diaphragms, it has calculated the center of mass and lumped its weight into that point. So there are multiple points which comes due to the eccentricity. So if I want to see the particular load in X and the Z direction, so we can just use this load case features, and it will automatically apply it at both of the diaphragm level. So by this way, we can generate the seismic load. And the next one is for the wind load generator. And what I will do is again, there is an option for the IS code as well, but right now I have selected the ASCE, and you can assign the site parameters, and you can easily generate the wind load, and it also calculate the windward pressure and the leeward pressures, and you can generate the wind load, and you can just check it in the model itself as well. So now it has already created the wind load and has applied in the model. So if you want to check out the values for each of the particular combinations applied in the particular node, you can just check it out. And if I want to select this particular node, I can just use this dim lock features available on the right hand side. So it's pretty easy to evaluate the loads. So I have used the dim lock features and wanted to see what are my wind load values in both the X and Z directions. So it has considered the partial loading with some eccentricity as well. So this way we can generate the wind load and the seismic load in our models. And the next one is we can define the wind load. We can assign our wind load in both directions through manual input as well. So this is like the quick process of how we can define the manual. So the category I've selected is the wind load, and you can just select the nodes, and you can just assign the wind load in particular directions, and you can assign the load directions as well. So right now I have created it in the A and the B. So you can just create in the different directions. The direction is X right now. So the wind load has been applied, the area load is been applied, and once the analysis run, it distributed all the loads to the windward pressure into the member as well. So by this way, we can use the area load features option in both of the directions to manually input our load values. So I applied the KPA or 2 KPA of random values here just to showcase like how you can apply the wind load. So I just applied in this portion of the area. So this way we can apply the wind load in this model. So next one is the dynamic analysis. So in the RISA-3D, we can analyze the eigenvalue solutions for mode shifts and the frequency, and we can also carry out the response spectra and the time history function. The time history graphs and the response spectra graphs are easily are available for the Indian standard as well as the ASCE in the database. So we'll uh, we'll check in this model like how we can perform the dynamic analysis in the RISA-3D. We'll showcase for both the eigen solutions, the response spectra, and the time history solutions. So once I've created all this combination, I will go into the advanced tab, and there is the options of response spectra here. There is a library available for different types of the IS code as well. So you can just select it and you can just check out the graph here, or you can just input your you can generate your own graph as well. There is options of different like you want to add, you want to generate, or you want to view. So once you have done this, you can just run the dynamic analysis for carrying calculate the eigens value of the solutions. So before doing that, I just wanted to check out the load combination that I have created, and after that I just run the dynamic analysis and I just select my load combination for the mass. So I have included here the dead load and the earthquake load, and I want to select my number of the modes, and it will calculate me the participation factor. As we know that the mode participation should be more than the 90%. So accordingly that we can modify and we can check out the frequency and the mode shift. In the right hand side, you can see the frequency and the mode shifts options has been active in the result tabs because we have calculated the eigen solutions, and that's how we can do the eigens value solution in the RISA-3D. So if I want to check out my mode values, so we can just animate this as well. So this is like for my sixth mode, it is giving me the animated values as well. So in the advanced setting, you can see the solver for the dynamics and the static option. And if you want to know more about this, you can just click on this Q button, and it will take you to the help file of the RISA-3D. So you will have the more information about each of the section mentioned in this interface. So you can just right click and you can just go through the directory file. So it will take you to that. So the next one is if once we calculate the eigenvalue solution and performing the RSA, there is the option of RSA scaling factor in RISA-3D, which is like the scale factor. Basically, what happens in the response spectra is the response we are getting is like the response from the RSA is the purely elastic, and we need to lower down the values to consider the ductility of the system. That's why we multiply. That's why we divide it by the response reduction factors. So that is that things here is termed the RSA scaling factors, and RISA does this. Like there is the options of user input and the program calculated. So I have used the program calculated. So the base share multipliers I have selected. So in most of the case we use the 85%, or right now I have considered the 100%. And in the static, so so this is like, okay, so sorry for the disturbance. So this is like, so here you can see the static base share and the unscaled base share. The static base share is from the static equivalent lateral force method, which is the static, and unscaled base share is from the RSA. And to reduce this value, we need to define the scale factor. So this is basically the scale factors. This is by multiplying the importance factor and divided by the response reduction factor. Once value we have, once we get the scale factor from RSA and the like this equivalent lateral force method. We consider the maximum of this, and that will be the governing limit, and we can just use that in our response spectrum load case for the seismic design. So I've already multiplied it with the scale factor that the program has calculated for me. And this is like the quite of the interesting feature in RISA-3D. So once you have set this, you can just select with like which of the combination you want to solve and which of the combination you do not want to solve. So you can just tick and untick this combination. For now, I just want to run my load cases that consider the response spectrum RSA. So I have just click on that, and this is giving me the node reactions and the code sex value. So you can just analyze your everything. So the result tab is active, and only these loads combination are being active right now because we have analyzed this for the RSA load case only. So the deflection value for this particular load case are here. And if you want to check out the mode shapes, you can just click on this. And if you want to see the deflection, you can just click on this, and it will give you the animated deflections also, while you can see the load values as well. So this is like the quite of the interesting features. Like you can generate like you will have the options of both the spreadsheet and the graphical interface. And if I want to see the code sec, so right now it is giving me the code sec value of 0.68% utilization. So by this way, we can check out the code values as well. So this is like quite of how we can perform our RSA. And if you want to see the code set values in the which is the 68% maximum, this is for this member. You can evaluate this through the graphical view as well. So once you're done with the analysis and design, you can just explore this option from the toolbars in the ribbon toolbar at the left. So next one is the time history. I will just showcase how you can perform the time history. You can just create your time history load, and you can set out your time step. For example, I'm creating the time step of 0.1, and you will have the options of the time history function like the L centro I've used right now. And you can what you will do is you can just add one combination for the time history with that time history load we have created. So I can just copy these combinations, and I can just check out the time history functions here. You can see the time history load, and we can just use this, and we can just hide the other combination, and we can just run this combination only. So it will give me the frequency, mode shapes, and the value. So it will take some time to run the time history analysis. And once it completed, so it will give you the results for the time history as well. So now my results has been solved, and it will give me all the nodes reactions because it will give me the solutions for this particular combination only because I've selected only for the time history load. So that's why you can see the animated values as well. So this is quite interesting to visualize your results and everything. And you can just trace out the time history graph as well using the trace option for the time history function. So the next one is if you want to assign any of the properties or if you want to change the members property, or if you want to set out more detailing options, you can just click on the member, and right hand side you will see the options for detailing and everything. Right now you can assign the seismic design rule for to carry out the seismic design also, like if you want to consider it as the ordinary moment bracing frame or the special moment bracing frame. So there is the options available, and you can consider the ductility, like how much ductility it should be the minimal, or the how much ductility you want to set. So all these things can be set in a seismic design rules, and that can be applied to the members. And by this way, this will give you the value. So the seismic design rule sets are available through the in the form of the spreadsheet as well. So by this way, you can carry it out your the dynamic analysis in the RISA-3D. So next one is the member optimization design in the RISA-3D. So it works well with both the steel, hot roll, cold form, wood, and the concrete members. We will showcase like how it will help in designing the member, like suggested the optimal shape for the members based on the codes and the design rule we have selected. So this is again the same steel frame buildings with the canopy. So what I will show is I will just showcase some of the loads here, and I will just run that particular combinations, and I will just check out my design values and the code set values. And if I want to, the increase the load value, there is the option of operator called math. So if I right now the load is 3.648, if I want to multiply it or if I want to add the load, you can just use this function. This is quite helpful. So it has doubled my load here, and I prefer to use this function because I don't manually want to input a change through the nodes, because I just want to select it and I just operate the operations. So once I have created this, I am running this particular combinations to analyze my structure to see the design code seg values. So once I click on the code seg values, I am seeing some of my members are getting failed. So if I want to see the maximum number of the maximum utilization, it's coming out to be 140%. And now what I will do is I will check out the material takeoff. So right now, as you can see, the total quantity of the steel used is the 33 ton. So I will use the suggested design feature of the RISA-3D, and for which of the members you want to assign, you can just use this, and it will again perform me the optimum design solutions based on the input we have provided. Right now, it has given me the 3 tons of the steel has been reduced, like it has reduced from 33 ton to the 30 tons. And if I want to check out my code seg values, right now the members has been passed, the one which have been more than 100% utilization. So this is quite an interesting feature in the RISA-3D, that the program auto select the shape and helps in the member optimization, considering the inputs which we have provided. And once you have done, you will click on the detailed report option, and within a single click for each of the member, you will get the detailed report with all the limit state code set for all of the equations used in that particular code. So this also can be done from the left-hand side to the report option. And once you click on any of the members, it will give you the report for that particular sections with all the detailed steps involved in there. And the next part is there is the option of printing out the whole report. And once you click on this report from the top, you'll get the options what to include and what not to include in the report. And once you have selected the options, like whatever you want to include in the reports, so you can just click on print options, and you can just save it in a folder locations, and that will give you the print options. That will save the report in the PDF format as well. So here are some of the beam integration within the RISA-3D, if you have the models in the Revit, you can link it with the RISA-3D. And if you have the link, if you want to import the model from Tekla, you can use the RISA Tekla link to use the interoperability features. And RISA have various, so this links comes with within the RISA software to exchange data from one software to the another. And there is a trial, RISA comes with the trial days of 10 limit, and it comes within the full features and the unlimited supports. You can just test your software to check out the capabilities and explore the modeling features and analysis and the design capabilities it offers. So here are the few customers from the globe as well as from the India who are currently using the RISA-3D, and more other customers details, more other like the RISA customers can be found through the online portal as well. You can also access our online or the RISA online portal to get the informations. And these are some of the partners organization of the RISA. So RISA has a partnership with the Tekla, STS2, Hilti, Graphisoft, and Autodesk as well. So these are basically done to exchange the data from one software to the another. So these are the few words from our clients who are currently using the RISA-3D, and how the RISA software have played a great role in simplifying or streamline their workflow. So these are a few of the, and many of the customer reviews can be, the customer who are using the RISA-3D can be accessed through the online portal as well. And the various type of the case study or the project that are done within the RISA-3D can be accessed through the online portal as well. So regarding the support, customer support for the RISA-3D, so if you have any of the queries or if you are using the RISA-3D software currently or are new and is in a dilemma, like the kind of the supports the RISA-3D provide, so it is basically you will have a lot of the help files available, or if you have any of the queries, you can just write the queries through the email or through the calls. So the RISA team, as well as we, try to support it within the 24 hours. And regarding the licensing options, RISA-3D has an annual-based subscription licensing. It is a cloud-based license, so anyone from anywhere can have the access of the license, and you can add multiple users within your license, and but it can be used as, but the single user can use at one time. So regarding the training resources, there are kinds of the webinars available online, and there are some online courses as well in the research for the RISA-3D, and there are documentation, help file, manuals, and FAQs available, which makes the learning curve smoother. And if you are eager to want to know about the RISA-3D. So we come around the end of the presentation. So what I have showcased in the short uh, time is I have showcased you some of the modeling templates to generate the geometry. And I've also shown like how RISA-3D can be used to design the PEB metal types of the building, and how we can generate and apply the seismic and the wind loads in the building structure, and how RISA-3D can be used for member optimization design, and how we can perform the dynamic analysis in the RISA-3D. So we have covered this much of the topic today, and in our upcoming webinars, we'll go in more details about the particular topic. This is the webinar we saw like what are the features available in RISA-3D. So we have done it quite fast, but in the coming days, we'll explore more on each of the topics, like how we can perform this kind of things in the RISA-3D. So for that, we will keep you updated for the series of our upcoming webinars, and the next webinar will be conducted it on the ADAPT builder. Those who are already using the concrete design or the post-tension concrete design field, this session might be the great value. So also for the Bluebeam, this is the kind of the webinar we are about to expect it to conduct it on the month of the August, and also we'll conduct with a series of the RISA-3D webinar, and we'll update you through our LinkedIn post, and you can also access our online as well, so that you can have the more information about the upcoming webinars and everything. So here is the contact details of us. So if you have any of the queries, you can just send us your queries in the email mentioned here, or through the number mentioned in the screen. You can just call us if you have any of the queries, and if you want to know, if you want a one-on-one demo as well, we are like we'll provide one-on-one demo to make you familiar about the RISA-3D. So this comes with the end of today's sessions. Now I will take some of your questions. So if you have any of the questions, the floor is open for discussion.
Hi, Kirti. So we received some questions. So the first question is there any option for built-up section available in RISA-3D? So if I want to model built-up section, built-up I section, or built-up channel, can I do that in RISA-3D?
So regarding the built-up section in RISA-3D, RISA has the options for there is an option of channel, double angle, or double channel sections that are available. But if you are particularly talking about like the I sections with the two waves and the flange, this can be import it from the RISA sections, which is a product of the Nemetschek also. So you cannot directly make the two I section with the two waves that can be done through the help of the RISA section. But regarding the double angle and the double channel, white flange and other sections that are easily available, and custom sections can be created within the RISA-3D.
Got it. Also, I think you mentioned that you can add some eccentricity to the members, to the horizontal members, like a beam. So you were showing it for a cold form member. Can it be done also for the hot rolled steel?
Yes, definitely for each of the members. So once you click on that particular member, so it will open the properties, and you can easily assign the offsets in verticals or in the X and the Y directions as well. So definitely for all of the members, you can assign the eccentricity, and basically we call here the offset here. So you can easily get that options and can use that feature.
Okay, so the member will be designed for that eccentricity, and also the end reaction will be based on that eccentricity, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And the next question we received is, can we import stat files into RISA-3D? So if I have a design in stat, can I export that to RISA-3D?
Yes, definitely. So there is like I have shown in the import options during the start of the webinar, there is options where you can import different types of files from other software to the RISA software. So there is a direct link of importing the stat files into the RISA 3D. Yes, this is possible.
Got it. Thank you. And one more question we received is that CFS database available in RISA-3D, and can we design it for Eurocode?
So yes, CSF database call from still database is available based on the manufacturer like the AISI, or there are some renowned companies like SSMA, or if you have heard about the Marinoware or Detrich or Dell Incor. So these all sections database are available within the RISA-3D. But right now the design, as per the design, it is limited to the AISI, and I think the Canadian code, CSA, and the Acero, which is the Mexican code. But the RISA team is considering it to design it with the Euro code as well. Yes, there is the database available, but it's limited to the AISI, Canadian, and the Europe, like the Mexican standard, and not with the European standard right now.
Okay, thank you. And one more thing, so you were applying manually the wind loads in your model, and you applied as an area load. So, but so when you will apply as an area load, it will like even the columns and the braces will take that load. So I think we want to apply the loads only to the diaphragm. So for that, you need to apply as a line load or a point load on the beams and the diaphragm. So can we do that instead of area load? Can we apply as a line load and a point load in RISA 3D?
Yes, there are various options available. So there is options like the nodal load. If you want to apply the nodal load as a particular node, or if you want to apply the UDL like the distributed load, or if there is a beam member, then if you want to apply the bearing load from in the both of the end, this is possible. I just showcase like the area load because once you have applied the area load, what it does is after the analysis is done, it breaks down the load into the transient load, and it will also apply it to the members as well. But yeah, this is possible if you want to assign directly on the member as well.
Okay, thank you. And one last question is that can we export RISA model to Idea Statica for connection design? So if I have a global model in RISA 3D, but I want to design all the connections in Idea Statica or any other connection design software, can I do that?
So regarding if you want to import your, the models from RISA 3D into the Idea Statica, there is one method available. So like in the RISA 3D, there is one option of importing. You can import your RISA 3D model into the SAF file, which is the structure analysis format file. So it will import all of your member forces, cross sections, and materials into that file. It is in the form of the spreadsheet, and that SAF file can be imported into the IDEA Statica later. There is a checkboard features in the IDEA Statica. I have used the IDEA Statica earlier, and I have once used this feature as well. So using the checkboard feature in IDEA Statica, we can import the SAF file that have been generated from the RISA-3D, and yes, this is possible.
Okay. And so we just received one more question. How to analyze and design horizontal bracing?
So
So if we want to design a bracing in the diaphragm, so if we want
yes.
to transfer the loads in the diaphragm, how can we do that?
So there is the like you can set out a different design rules. For example, if you want to assign the bracing, so there is a design rule for vertical bracings or as well as the horizontal bracing. So if you want to assign the BRC as well, so there is the options available, and there is some of the if you have created the diaphragm, so you can just create out your like the bracing. You can select the bracing elements, and you can select out the different types of the lens like the breast or the unbraced lens. So this is available from the once you this is available from the design rules for the bracing that are available within the RISA-3D. And once you set up this rule, it will perform the analysis accordingly for different types of the verticals and the horizontal braces. And the options are available for different types of the braces like the chevron, X brace, and the K brace as well. So if the company is working on the telecom towers and everything, so this bracings options is a good use. So there is the options available that we'll also discuss about these features in a particular topic in our upcoming webinars. But yeah, this is possible.
Okay. And one last technical question is, is there a way we can collaborate with other softwares like Adapt Builder, Adapt PTRC, STAD, and also is there a plugin for detailing of reinforcement and steel detailing in RISA-3D or any other Nemetschek product?
So regarding the RISA-3D, it is particularly focused for the design. So for other products, I think there is one called SDS2, which handles most of the detailing. So there are basic detailing rules available. You can set up in the RISA-3D, but you cannot generate the details drawing that are used for the fabrications and for the erectors. But there is one product called SDS2, I think, that is used for the detailing. Yeah.
Also, I think you can use Adapt Builder for the reinforcement detailing.
Yes,
So that will
regarding
give
the
you all the
concrete,
reinforcement information.
yes, regarding the concrete detailing. So in the Adapt Builder, I've also used that software. So it will give you the rebar detailings and everything. But in the RISA-3D, this detailing portion is limited right now.
Okay. And the next question is, I think, for Ashwin. So is there perpetual licensing option available, or is it like only subscription based?
So right now, the option is to go for a 12 months license for RISA-3D, along with all the products that are in the Nemetschek portfolio. So there's a 12-month option available, and we also have a package pricing which allows for 6 months. So everyone considering RISA-3D should can contact me for that, and we will make sure that we provide you the best quote possible.
Okay. And just one last question. I think any one of you can answer this. So what's the minimum system configuration required to run this software?
So the minimum system requirement, if you are considering the software, so RISA work well with the Windows 8.1 and above, but it should be the 64-bit. And regarding the hardware components, you don't need much of the RAM, like the 8 GB of RAM is sufficient. And with a faster processor, like the 4 GB of the hard disk is sufficient to run the software, and with the 8 GB of RAM and with the Windows 8.1 and above, it works well.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think all the questions has been answered. If there are any other we missed anything, we will just respond via email.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
then.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone for staying with us throughout the session today. I hope it was a good session. It was, it will, be fruitful for you. We truly believe RISA can be a valuable addition to your structural design workflows, and we'd be glad to support your team.